Hello, everyone. This is Brandy Fox with Be the Entrepreneur coming live with another session of Talk It Out Live, our solution based virtual chat to support minority entrepreneurs. And today we are going to be talking about business and faith. How important is it as a Christian to have faith in your business, what you're doing, and how to incorporate faith in your business to make sure that you are on the right track? Today, I'm going to be having two amazing guests with me. Kendia, who is one of my hairstylists. She does all of my natural hairstyles. So anytime you see me, she the one that got her hands in it with adorned braiding. And also we have Kia. She does all of my regular hair care needs. So if you see me with a blowout, that's a Kia. So I'm excited to have these two ladies on because I can honestly say in my walk of faith as an entrepreneur, I know Kendia for sure has definitely been a strong sister for me in Christ and making sure that how I grow my business aligns with my faith. So I'm super excited to have these ladies on today. And we're going to be hitting some things on the head, especially the importance of having that faith part in place. Even if you are not a Christian, and I am a Christian, and all of us on here are Christians, but even if you're not a Christian, we just want to talk about the importance of faith in general and how faith is the foundation of any business, regardless of what type of God you serve, who you serve. Faith is always imperative because faith is going to be there when your friends are not there, when your family not there, when that boo thing ain't there, even your husband, kids, people that you count on. At some point as humans, we do let each other down. But at those times where you don't feel like you don't have anybody else, you will always have your faith to be able to catapult you through those challenging times in entrepreneurship. So that is something that I'm looking forward to covering today. So just to start out, my name is Brandy Fox, and I am the Entrepreneur Consultant Agency, and we specialize in helping new and aspiring entrepreneurs start and grow their new business efficiently. We do that by strategizing, implementing, empowering. A little bit about what I do is I help you transition your business idea into a real business within 4 months. We deliver brand based solutions to help guide you step by step through the entrepreneur process. Some of the programs that we have in place to help you do this is our Institute of Entrepreneurship and our How to Start a Business in 30 Days ebook series. Our How to Start a Business in 30 Days ebook series includes 8 ebooks that walk you from the vision phase of starting your business all the way to the pitching phase and everywhere in between, including our most highly acclaimed e-business plan, which is perfect for entrepreneurs who are looking to complete their business plan in a digital format. The best thing about our ebooks is that they're digitally fillable, which gives you the option to work on the ebooks wherever you are from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, computer. You can work on your business plan on the go. In addition, we also have learnable, clickable links within our ebooks, which gives you the ability to kind of learn about entrepreneurship in addition to starting your business. Because one thing that I've learned as an entrepreneur that is that it's easy to not say easy, but it's easier to kind of start a business and get out there and just do it, especially if you have a natural talent like doing hair or doing nails. But it takes a different type of entrepreneur to be able to grow a business brand. And that is what we focus on at Be the Entrepreneur. Another two of our services is our Be the Entrepreneur Academy that walks you step by step through the business startup process, but it also gives you a one-on-one mentor in each area of the entrepreneur process. So, for example, once you complete our ebook, our business budget ebook, you have the opportunity to meet one-on-one for 1 hour with an accountant. At that time, our accountant will go through all your ebook paperwork that you did. In addition, she will be available to answer any of your financial questions that you have. When you finish our pitch book, you'll have the opportunity to meet with a pitch expert. He will show you how to pitch your business to investors, how to pitch your business to customers to make sure that you're in the right spot to be able to get those clients and turn them into paying clients. Lastly, we have our Be the Tribe. That is our monthly subscription, which gives you the option, which is perfect for people who are like, I'm not ready to start a business now. I'm kind of thinking about it, but I do want to start the process on my own time. It's an online hub that gives you the opportunity to start your business at your pace with monthly activities, worksheets, and live webinars. What to expect today with Talk It Out. At the end of this session, this session is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. At the end of the session, we will be giving away a free consultation. So you have to stay tuned to the end about 6:55, and we'll tell you how you can get a free consultation with me. You have the ability to pick my brain about any of your startup business needs. Any question that's kind of been burning, you got 30 minutes to ask me, and I will answer anything that I can. And if I don't have the answer, I will definitely get that for you. We also provide organic solution-based discussions. Unlike a lot of these talk shows that you may see on Facebook or Instagram, our goal is not just to talk about the issue. Our goal is to talk about the issue and give you actionable steps on how you can overcome that barrier to grow your business. In addition, please note that this is an interactive session. If you have any questions about anything that we talk about throughout this session, do not hesitate to type it in the chat box. We are active and we will answer those questions live for you on site. So next, I want to get to the fun part. I want to introduce my first guest, Miss Kendia Fisher. And like I said, Kendi is amazing. I've known her for 8 years. She is my hairstylist. She specializes in natural braids, hair styling, and she is amazing. Hey, Kendia, welcome. Oh, you can't hear me? It's all right. Try to go out and come back in, and I'll pull you back on. We're going to hop back right with Kendia. She is having some tech difficulties, but we are going to slide right into Miss Kia. Hey, Kia.
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing good. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. I'm just glad to be on here with you. I'm ready to
Yes,
chop it up.
yes, I'm so excited as well. I'm so excited. So I always like to talk about how I met my guests when they come on. So me and Kia, we met at church. We were both members of Next Level Ministries for a while. And I really remember Kia because the first time I came in, like when I came in, I ain't gonna lie, I was all over the place. I was going through a lot personally. And I remember my first day of Bible study. I messed around. I was trying to be all strong, and I messed around and had a whole fallout. I had one of those sessions where like I could not hold on to none of the pressures, the things that was on my shoulder. I couldn't hold any longer, and I remember I cried and fell out right at the door. And I remember Kia being one of the first people like by my side down there with me, along with First Lady at the time. Just down there, just really praying for me, covering me. And it was so crazy because at that time we didn't even know each other. But the way she
Right.
prayed for me, the way she kind of went in, I was like, oh my goodness, like, it really gave me the opportunity to feel what, sisterhood is like. And, I'm always appreciative of that moment on July 4th, 2018. I'll never forget it. So let's talk a little bit about you, Akia. Tell the people a little bit about you, what you do, all that great stuff.
Okay. Well, my name is Akia Canada. I am a native of Charlotte. I have been doing hair, I have to say legally, for about the last 7 to 8 years, but in a total of probably about 12 to 13 years. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I am a licensed makeup artist. I was trained to do all of it. I once worked at Aveda, Carmen and Carmen. Now I have come out on my own, and that is who I am. I'm a mother of one. I'm an author. I'm also a inspirational artist as well, a gospel artist, and that is what I do in all. That is who I am, and I love God, and I love everything about Him, and I'm just me.
Amen. Amen. And I agree. And one thing I love about Kia is that, I've seen, just like she's seen my growth, I've seen her growth over this past 3 years. And it has just been amazing as, I've seen her lean on God as she's grown as an entrepreneur, growing her business. And she was also like, when I first started Be the Entrepreneur, she was one of my first clients that I had when she was transitioning. She was transitioning out, Kia, I would love for you to talk more about how it was for you in the mind space you were in when you decided to transition into your own kind of full time.
Oh, the mindset I was in was that I was not created to work for anyone. I had to get out of the mundane and break loose. I always say, when it comes to me, I'm not meant to be in certain environments. I can be there for a minute, but things will get frustrating, things will get aggravating. And it's like, I just have to break free from this. I wasn't built for corporate America. I was not built for um, the franchise industry. I was really built to be the creative being that I was really created to be, and that meant entrepreneurship. You know how I was, Brandy, when I first sat down with you. I talked to you probably like 3 times before I really sat down, and it was like 3 times, 3 different years. So it took me a minute to get to where I am today, but I'm so grateful that I even had the opportunity to sit down with you at North Lake Mall in the little 360 room, all that. I came with my notebook, pen, and pad. I was
Your
like,
girl was ready.
This is what I got. I've been writing. I was planning. And what made it so funny to me was that God had to show me, I let you plan all of that in your own. I let you plan it, but I had something different for you. Because even when I ended up going into entrepreneurship, Randy, you remember, it's like the road was put up from under. I had everything planned out. He was like, have something different. So I just had on the flow.
And Kia, your sound, I don't know, your sound is sounding a little distorted. I just wanted to let you know, but I definitely heard everything that you said, and you were absolutely correct. One thing I loved about Kia when we first got together was that she came ready. She was like, Brandy, I have a plan. I know exactly what I want to do. She was like, I just need help with executing it. So, and she did. Like, I have a lot of entrepreneurs that come to me and say what they're going to do, and they kind of talk about it. But literally, like, he was like, you know what, Brandy, I ain't going to be here long. And the next thing I know, she was like, girl, come to my new salon. And, and I'm going to talk about your salon later. We're going to say that for the end because that's definitely something that I want to talk about. But before we transition and bring Kendia back on, I want to go over your quote. It's not always about the service. It's really about the experience. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yes. What that means is, can you hear me clear?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what that means is, it's about the quality and not the quantity. I like to make my clients feel as though they're cared for, that it's not just about the monetary that they're giving into my business. I want them to feel as though I'm investing in them. I want them to enjoy the ambiance. I want them to enjoy the music that's going. I want them to enjoy the service that I give. So not always about the service for me. It's about that experience, because I like to build relationships with my clients. I like to know how they're doing, how home, is everything okay mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So it's about the experience. When you experience with people at different times of their life, it means more. It's like you come back for that family, for that I would say that fellowship. So it's all about an experience.
And Kia, I hate to cut you off, but your sound is still distorted. Yeah, I can't hear you. Like it sounds kind of like you're almost underwater a little bit. Try to come out and come back in for me and see if that helps.
Okay.
Okay, then I'll bring you right back on.
All right.
All right. So Miss Kendia, can you hear me now? Okay, you gotta unmute.
Yeah, I can hear you. I had to go ahead and change my device.
Okay, perfect. Welcome, girl. Welcome.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Now, I told y'all, Kendi is the homie. We've been down. Baby, hey, if you need somebody to keep it 100 Christ, put Jesus on the main line, this who you need to call. But I tell anybody that call her, if you do not want somebody to hold you accountable, to your Jesus goals. Do
Okay.
not call my friend because you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be mad.
Yes, to
Call
the
her.
Jesus goals.
If you call her, she gonna hold you accountable. But welcome. I'm glad we was able to get your sound together. Tell everybody a little bit more about you, what you do, how long you've been in the game, all that good stuff.
Absolutely, y'all. My name is Kendia Fisher. I am a natural hairstylist, licensed natural hairstylist in Charlotte, North Carolina. Will be 34 next week, and I have been doing hair since I was 11 years old. My aunt started the braid factory here in Charlotte about 10 years ago. They taught myself and my baby sister how to do hair by 14. I have my own clientele, and it's literally been like I've been on that train ever since.
Literally. And you've been doing my hair 9 years this year.
Oh
Man, we've been holding this
my
thing. Yeah, it's been 9 years, girl.
Listen,
9
I met Brandy when I was working in childcare.
Yeah, with Zaria, honey. We was up in there. And she do my baby locks. So we in here.
Fine.
All
Oh
the
my
plugs.
gosh.
Hey, time go fast.
You getting old, Brandy.
Girl, you see this, girl? I feel myself getting younger by the year. I'm like, shoot, 30 about to be my prime. I'm about to live 30 like it's 20 with
Say
a little
that.
bit more money,
That part. And look, that's the goal on top of our Jesus goals. Okay.
Come
Okay.
on now. So what I want to do is I want to talk about your quote that you brought up. You
Okay.
cannot get what God has for you unless you do what God asks of you. I love that. Tell me why you chose that as your quote of the day.
That is my quote for life. You spoke earlier about if anybody needs someone or don't come to me unless you're wanting to be held accountable. And that Jesus goal, and because we sit in the chair and it's a whole day. It's a whole day.
We literally be together. I
Okay,
just go ahead and
it's a
cancel
whole
my
day. But that quote is not just for others, like that's literally my mantra. I chose that quote because it came to me a few years ago. I think I was in church. I think my pastor or my first lady had said it. You can't get what God has for you unless you do what he asked for. Maybe they worded it differently, and that's how I said it. But it's the truth. At the core of me, I am all about digging to what the root of something is. And when we're talking about growing our businesses, growing our faith, growing in any area, like literally any area, you cannot do, be, have, obtain, prosper, any of that if you are disrespectful or if you are not following those guidelines. Even you with your business, if you did not follow the game plan that was set before you, whether it was placed in your spirit or whether your mentor gave it to you or whatever the case is, you couldn't have what you have right now. So for me, it's the exact same thing with God. I can't get what he has for me unless I do what he asks. How many of us tell our kids, no, you're not doing that? Did you wash the dishes?
Come on.
I mean,
just said that. I literally just said that, but we went live.
You want to go somewhere, but have you done this though? Have you hit this? So that's why it's my quote. And it really does check me on a consistent basis to make sure that I'm being obedient to what it is that, God done dropped in me.
Exactly. And I feel like that's the key. And that's one thing I definitely want to talk about today is, of course, obedience. Look, girl, right. I know that it can be hard. And I know now, especially with entrepreneurship, everything is just so crazy. Like, it's just like, it's almost like people would do almost anything for money. And it's scary almost because I know for me, even owning like Pamperus mobile massage service, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know like a couple years ago, like those kind of like Asian massage parlors or, all those massage parlors that kind of did like inappropriate things, all that stuff, like they were really growing. Like, I mean, like people were really going. And like, I had somebody ask me, have you ever thought about doing that for your business? Like you would be a millionaire.
Oh, no.
No. I would never. Like, I could never put anything in my business that I didn't believe in. And, I think it's crazy. I think it's important as an entrepreneur, when you have faith in place, it aligns you and it helps keep you focused on what's important and not deviate to society. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. You just made a very valid point in the fact that no, in spite of what was going on around you, you stuck to what it is that you saw for your business and you saw for your goal. And I do a monthly devotional, and one of the last devotion we just did was called Success is Obedience. And so when you said that obedience piece, and when you're thinking about, okay, should I do this as opposed as my neighbor or my counterpart doing otherwise, you have to literally think about, well, am I being obedient to what I'm supposed to be doing? Because if you deviate from that, then now you're not going to experience the success that you're believing for, that you're working for. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's a good point. No, we're not gonna do what others do.
Nah, baby, we make our own lane over here. We make our own straight lane. Like it might get a little cricket.
Way, okay?
Right. I ain't gonna say it straight. You know, it might be a little but you know, we bring it back. You know, we bring it back. I feel like, you know, we gotta bring it back. But, you know, sometimes I go to the left. I come back. Okay.
That's it though.
Kia, I'm glad to get you back on. So what we were talking about is rolling right into the topic of the evening. Do you feel like people should mix faith with business?
Absolutely.
And why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like it should be mixed and not separate?
I feel like it should be mixed because it's a blueprint. Hebrews 11 says faith, it says those things that are hoped for. I wrote it down. It says now faith is the confidence of what we hope for. So when you mix faith with your business, you're hoping for something greater. You're wanting something greater. So your faith is going to help you to get there. You're going to be assured. You're going to be confident knowing that your faith and your business do coincide. They do go together. Like peanut butter and jelly, it goes together, faith and business. So definitely.
Okay, so let me ask you this, playing the devil's advocate, because you know it's people out there that does it. So what do you have to say for people who may not be Christian or might not have a faith that are still doing well in business? Like, how do you talk about that? How do you say, like, because I know people that's like, you know, I know people that don't believe in God and don't believe in no faith, and they still millionaires, they still making money. Like, how do you combat that when talking to somebody about faith and business?
Well, see, to me, it's still faith. They may not call it faith, but it's still faith. They're believing for it. They're hoping for it. They're aspiring to do it. So that is still faith. They may not say faith, but that's still faith. They may call it whatever they want to, but at the end of the day, it's still faith.
That is true. I agree. What do you think about it, Kendia?
I just said I agree. When I think about this question, I think about the book The Secret. And when I watched the video and then read the book, I said to someone, this is the law of attraction is nothing but faith. You can put, like she just said, you can put another name on it if you want to, but here's this, that just goes to show you if a unbeliever is able to exercise faith. And if they're able to, it shows that God is not a respecter of persons. It shows that if you do this is what will come of it. It doesn't matter who you are. If anybody apply those principles, you will get there. So anyone who say, oh, I don't believe, oh, fine. But the people who do have it, they are following, like Kia just said, they are following the exact same principles. So that should be comfort that if you follow those principles and you're a believer, come on now.
Come
on now.
It take it to a whole nother level,
I mean,
girl.
I'm trying not to get up and go ahead and put my legs to that thing because double. I ain't gonna today, Brandy. I'm gonna calm down. I'm on TV.
No, it's all right. No, this is what we want. We want the real. We want this. This is the real conversation. People, I feel like when we get into faith and stuff, I feel like people kind of shun away from it. You know, they get caught up in the traditional. But I want y'all to know, like, faith can be fun. Faith can really, like, it's not something that's based on rules. Like, when people think about faith or anything, they always think about rules. I got to do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. It's not really about that. I know for me, and I'm not really a rules person, which is why I became an entrepreneur, so I can make my own rules.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like faith is really about your relationship with God or your higher power. That's really what it stems to. and doing the right thing, legitly.
I had a friend, this was just maybe 2 months ago, and her question, she was actually battling whether or not she should include her, put faith at the forefront of her business. Now, this is a person who was full of faith. She went to church, she believes in God, she does all of these things, but when it came to her business, she was really unsure about whether or not she should implement that in her business. So for those of us who are believers, it really does go hand in hand, because if God gave you the vision for you to do something, but he gave you that vision based on what he's going to drop in your spirit. So if you try to take the vision from him and then go and do it on your own, what we just say, success is obedience. So if I take that vision that God gave me in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., he woke me up with this thing.
Girl,
and then
woke me up
at 7 a.m. and I try to do that without him, I have already fallen. I have already failed, and nothing is going to work for me until I come into agreement. There's power there. I come into agreement with the one who created that idea. So
go ahead,
needless to say, she got this together.
I want to say something. I want to tag you. Tag into what you guys are saying. Really, when you think about faith, faith is a challenge. If you really think about it, it says faith as small as the mustard seed. If you speak to this mountain, the mountain will be moved. So your faith is challenging you, and you're challenging faith, but you're really not challenging faith, because God is faith. So like you said earlier, God is the giver of business, the giver of dreams. So if he's telling you faith is small as the mustard seed, he's telling you, are you up for the challenge?
Right. Are you up for the challenge?
A challenge. It's a challenge. Whether you have to put him in it to win it. You have to. He gave it to you. Like you said, if you take him out of it, you already lost.
That's a fact.
Faith is a challenge. Are you up for the challenge?
That is true. And that is true. Because like I said earlier, it's just so many now, especially nowadays, like it's just so many ways to kind of get distracted and get off track. So you have to have some type of foundation, just like you have your business plan as your foundation of your business. Having that spiritual portion in place, that's just as important as a business plan. That's just as important as your finances. Because if that's not in order, I'm telling y'all, it's already hard. But it's going to be way harder without that guidance. It's gonna
Don't put no unnecessary work on yourself.
Right. When you have somebody, or you have somebody like that's like always there. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said at the beginning, for those who just joined us, there's gonna be entrepreneurship is amazing, but what I've learned, especially in this past year, is that it can get lonely. Even if you have a spouse, even if you have kids, even if you have friends, like you got ride or dies. It's certain points in entrepreneurship when you're literally by yourself. And when you get to those points, you have to have some type of faith to get you through, because it's nothing your spouse can say, it's nothing your partner, your kids can say to get you out. It's really that connection with God or whatever your faith is that's going to push you through. And I feel like that crossroads, I think that's where a lot of entrepreneurs like lose it. Because when they come to me, they like, Brandy, I'm stressed out. Like the ones that are already started, they like, I'm stressed out. My business is stagnant. It's not doing this. I've been posting every day. I'm not making money. And, at that point, we got to see, where is that mental at? Where is that spirit at? Where is that at to kind of get you through these times? Because if you don't have that in place, it's going to definitely be challenging for you.
Yeah.
So moving right along, let's talk about how you can exercise faith in your business. Like we talked about before, you know what I'm saying? Faith is bigger than God. We choose God because we Christians. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely bigger than that. So, Tia, let's start with you. What are some ways that, you can kind of combine faith with your business?
The way I combine faith with my business is pretty much, I start off prayer. That's my first thing. Whether it be soon as I walk in the door, if I have a client in here, say they're going through something, I always drop seeds. When I incorporate faith to my business, it's the way I look, it's my lifestyle, it's what I'm speaking, it's what I'm doing, it's my execution.
Yeah, you still distorted. I'm sorry.
Kia,
You
I
feel
got.
distorted. I can't hear you.
Are you on your mobile internet or your building internet?
I'm on my own.
Okay.
Okay, because you like as soon as you start talking, like we lose
So
you.
let me try it again.
Okay, yeah, try to go out and come back in. No worries. We'll be here, boo. I'll put you back on. Prayer and meditation. What she was basically talking about is prayer and meditation, and that's important. And I've done a lot of research. Like my goal is to be a millionaire within the next 365 days. So, with that being said, I feel like the only way to be what you want to be is to kind of research and look at the people who's already doing it.
Yeah.
So, one thing I researched is the habits of millionaires. And in every millionaire that I've seen, that I know, that I've kind of like studied, in the morning, the first thing that they do when they get up is some type of prayer, meditation, or self-reflection. That's everybody, like everyone. Before they work out, before they check an email, before they get on social media, they said the first thing they do is pray, meditate, or do their own type of spiritual, awakening. So, Kendi, is that something that you incorporate in your mornings? Like, how do you start your day as an entrepreneur, mixing in faith into your business?
My day as an entrepreneur, I would love to say that before my feet hit the floor every day, I'm praying, but I'm not.
Keep it real.
Okay, I'm not. Like I said, I do my devotional groups once a month, but generally my day does start with prayer, but that prayer is generally like as I'm going to the bathroom, as I'm brushing my teeth, as I'm cooking for the kids. And that's just real. It's me, my husband, and I got 4 kids. So it's 6 of us over here. So, and then there are times where, because my time that is set aside is generally later at night. So that in the morning I can do my set apart time just like that. And then I structure my day a specific way. So there are some mornings where I'm starting super early in the morning, and then there are some times where I'm not starting until the afternoon. And that is strategically because it gives me that downtime. And that downtime is for whatever God want to drop in me, whether it is I need to study something specifically to my business or otherwise, or whether it is I need to just be at peace. But incorporating that faith in that business, and Brandy, even without trying, my conversations just go there because I learned a long time ago, for me, hair is ministry. That is something,
girl. What?
That's really what it is.
You done had a whole praying session before.
Okay, so honestly, Adorn Natural Hair and Braiding is just the face of this operation. The heart of this operation is ministry. At the end of the day, I don't have the skill, the gift, anything that I have without him. So when I have people in my chair, I had someone coming here, I think back in November, December, and I was finishing my lunch, started in the middle of the day, and she came in, and I came out with my usual amped up self, and I noticed that she was crying, and all she said was, "Kendia, I'm under attack." I went and got my oil, got my husband, rubbed my hands, our heads, and we went in for her. Now, is that my business model for every single customer? Absolutely not. But it is ministry. So that's how I mesh those. And honestly, when I got asked that question before, it's almost like Velcro. You know how Velcro is? There's a smooth side and then there's that side that's really sticky. But imagine that Velcro being super glued together.
Mm-hmm.
For my business and my faith, that is how the two go together. It's like Velcro that is super glued together and duct taped around that thing. That I'm for real. That if I try to separate it, Brandy, for real, my business might not survive. No, it will not survive.
It won't. Yeah, I'm about to say, girl, I know mine won't.
You get what I'm saying? I know for a fact that I have the clientele that I have because I mix my business with my faith. I know for a fact that some people stay completely away from my business because I mix my business with my faith. And guess what? It's okay. Because God, he naturally doing that naturally adjusts and progresses the quality of your business and your clientele.
It does. And girl, I feel you on that because, when I started Pamper Us, I was a whole whopping 21 girl. And I was out here, I'll tell anybody, I can say it now. But back in the day, I was out here doing whole illegal nails and facials. I ain't know I ain't know that you needed a license. I'm like, what can I add on to this massage business to make it more? And girl, I'm out here putting scrubs. Girl, I'm up here putting the work, painting.
Girl, you want to add a full set to that?
Girl, nah, I ain't say that, girl. I was barely painting, girl. I was just trying not to get it on the skin. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my bad. I don't do this all the time. Let me get only one color. We don't do this.
But look, that was your faith in your business, though. Right. Okay.
But in my faith in my business, I'm grateful. I know that God protected me a lot because they could have easily transitioned. Like if somebody would have reported, been like, she out here doing facials. And, even doing my massage business at the beginning, I really hopped out on faith. I really did not know what I was doing to a certain extent. I ain't know nothing about massage therapy. I didn't know nothing about nothing. I'm just like, this is a good business. I want to make some money. Absolutely. And even outside of that, I want to transition into like, you remember when I was leaving DSS, when I was planning to leave DSS to go full time? Now, for people who are going full time, like you're thinking about leaving your job, baby, get that faith in alignment. Okay. Because it is not for the faint. Like I remember when I was preparing to leave and I was like, girl, I do not know. I'm like, I don't know. Like, am I ready? I plan to leave in December. The Lord pulled me out July 4th. And like, I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, girl. I'm like, I'm used to I was a social worker at the Department of Social Services. It was aggravating. Don't get me wrong. But baby, any other project, direct deposit hit. Like I said, girl, Cigna came through every time. I ain't had no worries. Look.
Yeah, it was the security. Now, I've you know me for like 9 years, but over this time, I have literally went and started a job and came back to hair and been working my job and doing hair at the same time. I'd have my customers give me team meetings and say, girl, don't you dare go full time again.
We was mad.
Right. Okay. They rallied. Kendi, we need to talk to you. So as a person who have not ran their business and also quit a job to go back into their business, this very last time when I left the bank probably was the most difficult time. And that was probably the one time that I for real had to step out on faith because it was the security.
I remember.
The bank gave so much security, really so I thought. But after I started weighing my options, I'm like, I've done this before. Why am I tripping? But I liked my job. I liked where I worked. I liked knowing what I would make. And so, like you just said, God pulled you out of there earlier. I came out. Next thing you know, here comes the pandemic. I told DJ, I said, you know what? If I had not left in December, I would have ended up quitting anyway. Because I promise you, I wouldn't have been working full time pregnant in the middle of a pandemic. So for those who are thinking about quitting their jobs to go into full entrepreneurship, like Brandy just said, it's not for the faint, it is not for the weak. And you need to make sure that is a decision that you didn't put that on yourself. You need to make sure that that's a decision that your spirit is calling you to, because you're going to need to know that you didn't want to just do this just because. Because I'm gonna put it like this. When you become an entrepreneur, and Brandy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but when you become an entrepreneur, you are everything. So think about the job you're working for. They got an HR department, they got a legal department, they got payroll, they have employees, they have taxes, they have accounts, they have all of these things that you don't even have to worry about. But when you become that business owner or that entrepreneur, all of that is you.
Amen. That's a fact.
You get what I'm saying? And you have to be ready to know that until you get your business to a point where it is operating on its own, that transition from entrepreneur to business owner, you are the business. You are payroll. You are
everything.
And if any of those are not on point, then you're going to struggle in your business. But you can do it. Fact. Don't be discouraged. You can do it.
We just being real with y'all about what it looked like. We just want to be real with y'all about this.
Absolutely. My phone is just cutting up today.
It won't let you be great.
What? It's okay because I'm still great.
Well, hey, you in here? I can hear you now. You sound good now. We'll let you. Yeah, we'll let you hop right into. We'll let you hop right into this next our transition question. So, when it comes to entrepreneurship, how has it guided you as an entrepreneur? Like, when has been the best time? When has been a time that you had to really lean on your faith as an entrepreneur? Let me phrase it like that.
Me?
Yeah. It's on you, girl. It's your time. You looking all good. Come on.
Literally, these past, I would say 2 years, 2.5 years, from even the starting point of transitioning out and what that looked like, because I had never seen it done. Because my parents, one is a teacher, one is a preacher. So when I saw work, I saw college degrees, I saw 9 to 5, I saw 401k. So even at the beginning, I was at a point of, I already know this is not going to be for the masses, because this is what real looks like in our household. So stepping out into something that I had never done before and no one around me had done before was very difficult for me mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And I would say leaving from a franchise into my own entrepreneurship journey is very different, because that's a world by itself when you're in a franchise salon. So I would say these last 2 years, 2.5 years has been my leaning on the work, on my relationship, and not even leaning on my relationship, but diving deeper in my relationship with the Father.
We losing you again, Kia. I'm sorry. We losing you again. Yeah, we can't hear you. Try again, because when you first come in, you sound good. When you first come in, but then we lose you. So try again, come back in. We got you. I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. So Kendi, we have a question. We have somebody that asked, what does everybody do?
What do I do?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. I am a natural hair and braider out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So I own So anytime you see Brandy's hair done, it is I over at Adorn Natural Hair and Braiding.
Not as I, it is she.
it is I. So yes, I am a natural hair stylist in Charlotte. I do braids, locks, and natural hair styles.
Okay, so we have another question for you. When did you feel like you were ready to leave your full time? Did you wait till you had a certain amount of clients? Like, what was your nudge that you needed to transition out?
I'm gonna use this most recent time because I think it'll relate to everybody a little bit better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this most recent time. My transition point came because my husband had a major surgery in 2019, right after we got married. So I was full-time. I decided to go down to part-time so that I could be home, but also be able to work on my clients, because I never, ever stopped doing hair. So that's one thing. Even if I worked the job, I always still kept my faithfuls. That's why Brandy has now been 9 years. So that transition happened, and he was down for like 6 months. So I was working part-time at the bank, and then I was also doing hair for part-time. So then it came to where I was going to be transitioning back into full-time. And long story short, I weighed my options, and I was like, I'm about real bound up in this job, like so much to the point where I could see that I was depending on it to be my future, and that's not what God really wanted for me, because I never intended to go full time at the bank. It just happened that way. I ended up doing so well that I, got promoted about 4 times in about 3.5 years. So I had to just come out, and they still didn't want me to leave then. So that very last time between DJ's surgery and then I got pregnant the second time with King, and I was like, I am not working. Let me tell y'all something. Public service announcement to all the women who work full-time jobs. While you are pregnant, I'm going to clap for you, because I wanted to walk out every day.
Girl.
So yeah, that kind of helped me go back. And then when I weighed my options, so to answer the question, it was like how many clients. I really wasn't dependent. I've never ever counted clients until this year, and really I still don't. My main focus whenever I have left my job is the first thing I want to do is replace my job income with my hair income. And as long as I can do that, I'm fine. And like we go back to the faith in business, when your work is good, and I shared this with my sister one time, when your work is good, it's gonna speak for itself, and you don't have to do what other, that's that faith part, because you don't have to do what other people do. You can have a business plan, you can sit there and count out your customers, but when you are connected and you are good at what you do, the work is done. So we don't got to do what the world do, because God got us. He gonna do that.
Come on, we ain't got to do what the world do. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Like, I know for a fact, if I was not a Christian, if I did not believe in God, I wouldn't have left DSS, because before I planned to go full time, I was gonna be a whole licensed clinical social worker. I was just gonna go get my licensure, be a licensed clinical social worker, and I was gonna let Pamper Us go. And I'm so glad I did. And I would have been devastated. Lord, I would have been devastated, girl, if I would have just let it go like I planned on it. So that's when that alignment comes in. And I think, for me, I think for me, it was like a crossroads for me. It was like, and that's really when my faith came in, because I got to a point where I'm like, okay, like DSS is stable. I really like, I don't like the job. I ain't gonna lie. But, I love the benefits. I love the stability. I love my team. I had amazing coworkers that I just love to be around. And then I'm like, okay, or I can step out here on faith and like do this business full time.
Right.
So I would say from a business standpoint, Kenny gave you the faith point. I'm gonna give you the business standpoint. So from a business standpoint, I always tell my clients, when you start making 50% of your salary within a month from your side business, that's the first sign that you are ready to transition out. Once you get about to that 75% mark where you kind of making like enough, when you make enough of your side business to be able to cover your basic necessities, that's the sign like, okay, that's when you start really transitioning out. By that time, you should be ready to transition out within 3 months. I tell a lot of people, some people just hop out there. That ain't me. I had a family, I had kids. I can honestly say if I was single and I really only had to worry about myself, I probably would have rolled out. I ain't even gonna lie. But Jordan, I know you personally, so I know that you have kids. And I know that, anything like that, you would have to like kind of like plan out. So I would say, especially if you have a spouse, talk about the spousal part, Kendi, and the communication part with your spouse when you're making that transition.
So I have a pretty supportive spouse. So when I was pregnant with the first baby in marriage, and I said I wanted to quit, and he was like, okay. Now, mind you, DJ Faith is on a different level even from mine, because I had to pause. You already know, because I had to pause when he was like, yeah, go ahead and quit. Now, mind you, he had just had surgery, so he was not working. And I said, wait a minute, how you gonna tell me to go ahead and quit and you're not working because you just had surgery and I'm already went down part-time? You telling me it's okay? So I had to like ask God for a little bit of reality, but the truth
Come on.
is, when I look back on it, for real, when I look back on it, I really could have left right when he had that surgery. But you said two things: it's that stability and those benefits when you have a family. And so, but now I realize you can do all of that, because I worked with business customers at the bank. You can do all of that as an entrepreneur. So if benefits is your reason that you stand on your job, no. If your retirement plan is the reason that you stand on your job, you have
can get that.
Yeah. So for me, DJ was super supportive. And even now with the goals that I have, he's like, okay, what you need to do? How do we need to do it? Who do you need to talk to? So having someone who is supportive makes a difference, because I said earlier, that power of agreement. You need the power of agreement.
I agree. Jode, this is an amazing question. Kia, I'm gonna let you take this one. How do you feel like that God is answering like your prayers or what you're asking for? That is a great question.
It is. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear?
Yep.
I'm gonna talk fast so I can get it out before I start breaking up. The reason I know that God is answering everything is because it's lining up. Everything is falling into place. I'm not worrying. I'm not stressing. The clients are coming. The money is coming. I'm able to balance my life. I'm not lacking in anything. The Lord is my shepherd. I have all that I need. I lack nothing. I trusted him. I took the lead, and he has not failed me yet. He doesn't have his children seeking and begging for bread. And me and my child have not missed a beat. I birthed a business in a pandemic. So I'm going to tell y'all, God is the God of the pandemic. That's how I know he's answering everything. He shows and he proves every day. I'm not even going to say I lost a client. I had a client who decided not to come back because of the pandemic. That one walked away, and I had 4 more that came, and they're continuously coming. So,
yep.
I know he's doing it because he shows me. He showed me every single day. I was even doing my taxes the other day, and I was like, dang, God, it hasn't even been a full 2 years I've been gone from a franchise. But I have doubled what I made when I was working for somebody. I was like, okay. So now I know. And one, I'm a tither. One, I sow seed. So he gives seed to the sower. So I'm always going to use the principles. He'll never leave. I'm telling you, hey, the blueprint is already here. It's already written. You don't have to rewrite the story. The blueprint is there. That's how I know.
And that's true. And I agree. And Joy, they said, so it's not necessarily word, it's a sign. Yes, God is, it's from Old Testament on to New Testament. God, from the burning bush, girl. Everybody know about the burning bush. From the burning bush on, baby. God has always been, I'm for real. God has always been a God of signs.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say, I used to always want to hear, I'm like, tell me, Lord, tell me what to do. Like, tell me how to handle this. And, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I felt like he was silent. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like, I don't hear anything. Like, why I ain't getting it? You kind of get spoiled sometimes when he kind of pops up on you right when you ask for it. But I can honestly say that in those times where I felt like I didn't hear him or I didn't feel him, it was always something else around me that kind of aligned up to what I was looking for. Like, for example, I'll be like, Lord, I need, even with me and expanding, I can use that as an example, like expanding Pamper Us to different areas. I've never expanded a business outside of Charlotte. So, for me, I was like, Lord, am I moving too fast? Should I wait? Am I ready to expand? And how he answered for me was he started having people in the Greensboro area, starting to book with me, in Charlotte. So I started to see increase in bookings in Greensboro. And I'm like, okay, I'm not even in Greensboro yet, but they booking. So that for me, I took that as a sign from God, okay, Brandy, hey, it's some interest here. You can make it, so it's not always about the words. It's also looking for those signs and praying that he gives you the insight and the ability to see those signs and take heed to them when that door opens, so you don't miss your opportunity to kind of receive the blessings that he's given. Kendia, go ahead. You can piggyback on it.
Oh no, I was saying that's good. But as you were just saying that about Greensboro, it made me think about something my aunt just recently said, which was follow peace. So she's asking, it doesn't have to be words or it doesn't have to be signs. A friend of mine just left her job, and the word for her was follow peace. If you don't have peace about a situation, that is an indicator. That could be an indicator that it's time to move. It's time for a shift. So make sure, again, that you are in conversation with God more than you are in conversation with others when you're trying to walk that path. But you want to make sure that you're following peace. If you don't have peace on your job, but you have peace in that thing that God gave you that vision for, then you pursue that, and you pursue that even when it looks bad. Yes. Even when it looks bad.
Exactly. And if you do follow that, y'all, I'm telling it works out. You will be amazed. It's almost crazy scary how it work out. It's I was stressed, I was worried, but you know what? It's working.
It's working. It's working.
Absolutely. That's if you already think about it, Brandy, you had said something earlier as far as coming out of entrepreneurship or getting into it. If you really think about the story in the Bible of Gideon, Gideon was going to war. He didn't even feel like he was qualified to go. And one thing that people have to understand when it comes to your qualification, God already qualified you at birth. The things that we go through is really the trying and the testing of the fire on our faith. So you really have to understand when Gideon was told to go to war, he said, God, if you want me to go, make this out of the ground with me. But if not, make this out of the ground dry. And he did it. And then when they went down to the water, the 300, he said, you got to lap like a dog. Drink the water up like, and some of them didn't do it. Some of them did. But he had enough faith to believe, okay, God, if you sending me with these 300, then I know we're going to win the battle. I know the victory is mine. So we already have to have that mindset. You already qualified me for this. I may not know of all my capacities because those doors haven't been unlocked inside of me yet. But when you said Greensboro, he gave you the thought of Greensboro. It didn't just come by osmosis. He gave you the thought, but when he gave you the thought, he wanted to see if you had enough faith to even move in the direction of Greensboro. So you might not have moved fast enough. So he sent Greensboro to you.
Right. He was like, let me start sending these inquiries so this girl can know that it's real. Yeah. And, and it's consistent. Even now, like I'm expanding Pamper Us out to the Raleigh Durham area in September. And like I've literally they can't bounce on the Lord. They can't bounce on the Lord. Yeah.
I told you I ain't acting up today.
Yeah, not today. But it's exciting for me because that came because now, like right now, I'm getting like increase from Raleigh. Like they like, hey, are you in Durham yet? Are you in Raleigh yet? And I'm like, yes, guys, speak to me because I ain't rolling unless you tell me.
Right.
And, that's why I say because I've been wanting to expand. Kendi, I've been wanting to expand for almost like 3 years now. I'm like, this the year. And stuff just didn't line up. Like my life got all crazy. I'm like, this the year, and it was like nah. But then this year, 2021. It was like January, this was the year, and it's rolling, and we're growing, and I'm just so excited about it. Real talk. So let's roll right into now this is kind of, we want to, of course, both of our ladies on here are hairstylists, so we're going to talk about this more so from an entrepreneur standpoint. Let's talk about client entrepreneur relationships. And why is it important to cultivate positive relationships with your clients? Because, and I say that in a standpoint, I was talking to a homegirl that was working with somebody that was doing her eyebrows, and she was telling me how like the service was amazing. Like the girl, like boom, boom, beautiful every time, but she was saying the customer service was so bad that it made her not want to go back. So that's what I mean in Element. How do you guys keep your entrepreneur client relationships positive to make clients want to come back?
I know one thing that I do. I make sure I honor and respect my clients as far as respecting their time, respecting the type of service and the quality that they desire. So I make sure, because I think there can become a fine line of you getting too close, not even too close, because some clients do become family, but you want to definitely nurture a relationship until it gets to that point. But I definitely make sure I honor and respect them, because just like they came to me, they can that easily go to somebody else. So I think it's the point of fact for me is not becoming too comfortable with people, but still honoring them and who they are as far as clients.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And creating an environment. And Akia does, like, if y'all ever see me with straight hair, that's Akia. So I use both of them for all my hair care needs. So, and one thing, like, I remember when I first went into her shop as a client, like, I went there, of course, as see it after, because as her consultant, the entrepreneur. But when I went back as a client, like, y'all, like, she's in the suite. So, of course, you got to go through the suite. But when you walk into her room, like, the colors, the ambiance, the music, she had refreshments, she had little snacks, she got all these affirmations. Like, it was like when I walked in, I really felt like I was in a whole nother like studio. Like, I felt like it was me, her, it was, and and she made an experience. And another thing she did, let me plug y'all, because I ain't never had a stylist do this ever in my life. Before she did it, let me say that. Y'all, she gives you a whole head massage before she starts the service. Like, and I didn't know what to do. Like, we came in, she was like, "Yep, we're gonna start with the head." Y'all, she got to put in them fingertips, and you know, I own massage therapists. I get massages, but she got to put them fingertips in this scalp of mine, and I almost dozed off in her chair. So, you know, I love that about her because it gave me a different client. You know what I'm saying? Especially like as African American women, we get our hair done often. So, and I've been getting mine done all my life. So to go to somebody and be wowed by the customer service, the ambiance, the atmosphere, it was one of those things outside of her being my client. I was like, you know, anytime I need my hair straightened because I am natural, I was like, you know, you're going to be my go-to person because this experience was amazing. So I can definitely plug that out there. But Kendia, what do you do as far as your client customer relationship?
So I was actually having this conversation recently about how because I had a customer actually interview me before getting their hair braided because she had a terrible experience. I generally do what they would call market research. So I pay attention to the comments and the complaints of other salons around me via IG, Facebook groups, or whatever. And whatever I'm naturally standing out in, I make sure those things stay set apart. Now that I have come out of my salons and I'm now like in my home braiding, there are about three or four things that I connect with my customers on. And that's one is faith. We connect through faith, movies, family, and food. Okay.
Yes, that's a fact.
You already know all of those things right there. And it's so interesting because I didn't connect with my customers with all of those in previous times that I did hair full time. Always food, always kids, but now it's faith, food, family, and movies. And I have customers come in the door or they will message me before they come here and say, "Hey, did you see the new episode of such and such? Or did you see this new movie?" Or I had a lady text me a meal that she tried from a TikTok. And so I make sure that I listen to the conversations that my customers are having and what they are naturally already involved in and a part of. And I think the bank taught me that. And from those conversations, whether it's the consultation on the phone or sitting in my chair, I am able to make connections now with anybody based on like a 2-second conversation. So in sum, I guess you could say I cater and tailor every experience to that person, because like when you come in, Brandy, we already know we blocked out our whole day.
We ain't doing nothing else.
You know what I'm saying? We're not doing anything. And then sometimes if we are, it's later on in that day, because this isn't just a client meetup. Like we're meeting up as friends as well. Whereas I may have someone else and I'm not going to block out a whole day because that's the relationship that I have with them. But every customer knows Kendia's starting on time. If you pull up at 6:55 and your appointment is at 7, the doorbell needs to ring at 7, or you will get a polite, "She'll see you at 7 o'clock." And that's because I'm dealing with customers who appreciate timeliness. So if they appreciate timeliness, I need to also, when they don't want to respect the time, I have to show them, "Hey, you chose me for this." So so those are some of the areas that I connect with my customers on.
Nice.
I love it. And ladies, we are coming to the end of today. So I always like to have everybody kind of close out with kind of like just a little inkling, little tip, just something you want to leave for aspiring entrepreneurs. And for us, because we're talking about faith in business, Akia, I'll start with you. What is a faith-based entrepreneur tip that you would give entrepreneurs, aspiring and new ones that are watching today?
Faith-based, I would say definitely don't be afraid to take the leap. And the reason I say that, because God is the God of the leap. He's the God of the quantum leap. He's the God that when you leap, he will not let you fall. So never be afraid to take.
That's a fact. I like that, the quantum leap. I like that. Kendia?
Restate that question.
What is one entrepreneur tip a faith-based entrepreneur tip that you would give?
One faith-based entrepreneur tip that I would give would be, I'm trying to put it in small. I say so much. Well, I do. One would be my quote there. You can't get what he has until you do what he asked. So that would be my faith-based quote or advice to anybody. Do it.
I agree.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. So we normally don't do this, but with this being a faith and business based show, I want Akia prayed us in, and I definitely appreciate it. I told her, I was like, you know what? I've never prayed before a show. I ain't even gonna lie. But with today,
Incorporate your faith with your business.
right. Don't worry, I'm on it. I'm gonna do better. Kendi, do you mind praying us out today of this show before we go out?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, go ahead, friend.
Father, I thank you on today, Lord. I thank you for Brandy and I thank you for Akia. Lord, I pray for everyone who has watched this series in live and also anyone who's going to watch it on the playback. Lord, whatever it is that you have placed or dropped in their spirit, Lord, I pray right now that they are able to walk in confidence, knowing that you gave them the idea, and that if you gave them the idea, you gave them the limbs, the feet, and the abilities to do and execute what it is that you dropped in them, Lord. God, I pray right now those who are on the line who are afraid and don't know if they quite can hear you, I pray that they do as Moses did on that mountain and spend a little bit more time with you, because we know through your word that you will give us strategic strategy for how to do, when to do, why to do, and exactly what to put in it, Lord God. So I thank you for our lives. I thank you for their lives. And I thank you for the vision, Lord. And let them know that whenever you drop a vision in them and they do not pursue it, they are disrespecting the call on their life, Lord God. So I pray right now that their faith increases. I pray right now that their surroundings increases. And I pray right now for the people that are in their environment. I pray that they have the power of agreement, knowing that when they pursue what God told them to pursue, they will have the life that they see when they sleep, Lord God. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray, amen.
Amen. Y'all, that's how she praying in real life. It get real intense like that. It get real intense. It get real intense. Thank you so much, friend. Thank you, Kia, so much. I appreciate y'all, and everybody that watched today. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all all in faith and love and entrepreneurship. And I hope y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Night.
Bye.